And we are now live. However many there may be, or not. I don't know. Yes. It does. I need to upload more videos, actually. Yeah, she grapples. It's a different thing. A fire magic missile of the darkness. If she's... I don't know if she's caught up enough is the thing. Yep. Yep, just the one. Range touch attack. Basically just your dex. And your BAB. Yeah, sure. You have hit. But I believe you need to roll spell penetration. I'm double checking. Does, I forget which array has a save. Nope, okay. Roll your damage. For only having one laser. Yeah. Yep. The beam strikes home on the scaly hide of the dragon side. Oh my god. And it does leave a scorch mark, but Soltengrebbe does not seem too bothered by this. It is a demon. Ermengarde. You do. You grab it. That almost didn't. Yep, that will work. And Soltengrebbe gets to go again. So first up... I need to double check the wording on pinned. Oh, grapple rules. Oh shoot, we do that somewhere around here, don't we? Hi, are you okay? Whatever the last time the sun was down. Come, join us. You've missed basically nothing. We're doing Pathfinder. Trying to tell whether or not it can attack still. Yeah, of course. So that's at the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, he's just going to try and get out. This is true. What is your CMDU? How it's affected by your size increase. Then it will not succeed, even with its Mythic Surge. And then we will go to its turn at the top of the initiative. Yes, it is. And now, it is getting out. It is out of your pin, and it is going to do its Swift. Namely, you know how all of you have things where you do a Swift and an attack? Welcome to a Mythic Chimera, folks. So, it is not able it is not able to full attack you, but it is biting you twice. I understand. Because of your stone skin, you won't be taking very much damage from just the bites themselves. But you have been bitten twice in the same round by the Chimera. So it is going to use one use of its mythic power to savage you. It's an immediate action, so it uses to switch to the next round. But the two heads that have bitten you, namely, in this case, the cat and the dragon, chew on you. First, give me a fort save. You have just succeeded to avoid being staggered. But you will take a shitty roll. Yeah. No, it's because in order for it to do that damage, it has to hit with 2 bite attacks and then spend mythic power. It should. Yeah. So it knocked off 10 points of damage. And now, Luthwen. I know you got gravity bows still running. Pardon me, I've been getting a phone call. And Knuckles? It is not. Unless you want to search. Yes, sacred space. Still doesn't hit, unfortunately. It would be. That will hit. That will also hit. Is that it? It does fall over. With a thundering crash that shakes the foundations of the bridge, again, it falls over. You don't know if it's dead or not, but it's certainly bleeding onto the cobblestone. You mean a chimera? It's a very important distinction. What do chimeras need as a knowledge check, actually? No, I mean, is it arcane? Yeah, you know what chimeras are. They're they're typically not demonic. Yes. Not to mention your sacred space wouldn't have worked otherwise. People can now move. People can now move. Yes, you can do so without issue. Yeah, flower kind of exploded. It was already bleeding to death, so not particularly. It was going to fight to the death, and either way it went. You can do this without issue, yes. Though you may... I will point out, you could probably harvest something useful from the corpse. You could just drag it off the bridge. Yeah. Speaking of the army, you turn back towards the army, and basically every single member of your army is currently staring at the group of you, where they've been watching from a safe distance. What do you want to do? Go for it. At, at the sight of the banner raised, the entire army of gruff, battle-scarred paladins all break out into cheering. You... You don't have too long to decide amongst yourselves because the men are approaching and they seem likely to want to have some sort of minor celebration. Give me just a moment here. The men arrive on the bridge. Well, just before the bridge. And they immediately begin to set up camp as you're all ushered into it. Sure. As you all walk away from the bridge, you do feel different. Sure, mythical puberty. As you walk back into camp, I'm going to tell you out of character, congratulations, you're Mythic Tier 2. Because that was a Mythic Chimera. Kind of a nasty beast. You're not going to get refilled on Mythic Power until you've rested. But your Mythic Power will change. So, two things happen right now. First off, upon reaching your second Mythic tier, an ability score of your choice permanently increases by 2. For some of you, I'm sure this choice is very simple. You also gain the ability Amazing Initiative, which is, you now gain a bonus on initiative checks equal to your Mythic tier. And there's more. In addition, as a free action on your turn, you can expend 1 use of Mythic Power to take an additional standard action during that turn. It can't be used to cast a spell. Yeah, it basically means you spend your first action to cast a spell, and then your second action to do whatever else you want. Sure. You also, of course, get 1 new path ability from your path. Or, of course, the universal ones. Yes. If you want to. It's your choice if you want to do it now or move on to the next thing and handle it outside of session. It is. It's not like you leveled after all. You should probably figure that out. Yes. Archmage is 3. Well, Helena, you'd probably get a first tier Archmage ability, right? What was your first one? Oh, yeah, that figures. You could take Mythic Bloodline. When determining the effects of your Bloodline powers, you're considered 4 levels higher. It doesn't give you access to new ones early, but it does make them stronger. Bringing it up. Actually, Helena, you're mostly buffing, aren't you? You could take abundant casting. That's true. So you could just get an extra mythic feet. There is a mythic arcane strike. Whenever you use arcane strike to enhance your weapons, it lasts for a minute instead of a round. And if you use one use of mythic power when using it, you can also add any one magic weapon special ability with a base price modifier of +1 to your weapons. It increases to a +2 at 4th tier, at +3 at 7th, and a +4 at 10th. Next mythic tier, she'll have access to 3rd tier path abilities. What's up? Selective channeling specifies you have to choose targets in the area, so you can't choose air. And you're always able to choose whether or not you are affected, so that's not a thing of selective channeling. Yes. I'm going to step away any moment now. Oh, channel shockwave, huh? There's no reason you couldn't. Right, Helena. Do you want Eldritch Breach? Whenever you're attempting a caster level check to dispel an effect, overcome spell resistance, or otherwise determine whether your magic affects a target, roll twice and take the higher result. Stepping away for a minute. Oh, sorry about that. Anything I need to answer? African or European? I'm going to assume Helena hasn't done hers. What do I need to update, Helena? Your health goes up by 3, and what's that you increase? Oh yes, and everyone should have a little bit more mythic power per day. Helena's initiative is now 9. Hooray! Oh, Helena, your charisma's now 20, huh? There we go. Helena's token is updated. So why is there a description for Iron Gods in there? It's like a force field thing that lets you have full decks. Alright, so while we get the last of this sorted and I eat some food. You have 2 options with which to move ahead. Namely, you have defeated all 3 roaming armies in the area, in the Cemetery, South Bank, and Paradise Hill. You defeated Soltengrebbe and claimed the Ahari Bridge. And you've cleared out the Haunted Vault, so Makshbul will not be raiding your army anytime soon. Because of this, you have only two options. You can go and assault the Citadel watchtowers that remain, whatever may be in them or not, or you could simply go and assault Citadel Drezen immediately. So, here's the question. There are 4 intact watchtowers. How do you approach this? Yes. Yes. Why did someone rename Soltengrebbe Defeated? After fighting that Chimera, it's midday, getting to be a little later. It is a gate. Yes. The watchtowers, you know this from your scout's initial observation, they do have entrances on this side. They're just incredibly well defended and barred. At least you assume they're well defended. The defenders would have to be inside. They do, yeah. An army is not getting in through the towers. I'm also going to point out there is a gate. The gate is currently open. Please, everyone, make me a perception. Not profession herbalist. I can't believe you made that check. Luthwen, at one point, going along the outside of the wall, you glance up, and there's a figure looking over the top of the tower. Okay, make an attack roll. They're 40 feet tall. It's Demon. That's not great for it. So you fire an arrow straight up, and I'm sure your fellows look at you oddly, because you just fired an arrow basically at the tower. You hear a thunk somewhere high above. And then a goat-faced demon lands on the cobblestones next to you with a very meaty thunk. That is a Brimarack. There happens to be an arrow in its nose. So I'm going to point out, the DC for that perception check to actually see the damn thing was 35. Would you like to examine this demon? Congratulations, you basically got a cheat code because this thing has a key on it. It is just one large key. You climb the watchtower. It's empty. It's an empty tower. Not currently, but they have teleportation magic. Roll me perception. You do. Actually, and on that note, Luthwen. There's a magic thing. Namely, there's a platform on top where a catapult should be, and there's a magic thing on there. It looks like a swirl of runes. That's all you really gotta do for this sort of thing. Use the cat's claws. You could do that very easily, especially cold iron. Are you going to go along the watchtower now? There it is. Oh no. Tayo. As you go along the wall, I assume you look into Citadel Drezen. There's a lot of people there. That's some armies. Both. There's a cultist army, obvious because they're kind of chanting and dressed in robes. A lot of dretches down there, some tieflings. Yep. Right now it's a mob, but there's definitely pockets of organization. Are you going to be stealthy as you approach the next watchtower? There's always someone. I remember Fulton was the wind chime before. Please roll me perception. Luthwen. Luthwen, you see a similar looking goat demon watching over the sides of the watchtower towards your army. Oh my god. Yeah, that'll hit. I see you fire more than once. Yeah, you can. It's sitting there, and you're able to just stand there on the wall looking up at it. It's got cover, but... Yep, that's what I thought. You fill it with arrows, and it tips over off the side of the watchtower. Will you look towards your army? You see some figures in the distance wave a flag. A little bit. I'm not expecting Luthman to make these damn checks every time. Alright, are you gonna climb this watchtower? You're on the walls. It's still like another 15 feet or so up. Up you go. There's another rune where the catapult can presumably be teleported in. Also, all of you roll perception. In this case, that's good enough, but I also need everyone to roll stealth. Oh. Oh. Oh, God. Yep, ring the church bells. Oh Luthwen, you see across the gate, there's another goat-faced demon. It's staring at you. Can I shoot it? You can shoot it, but it's throwing a fireball straight up into the air. I mean, you can. I think you'd have to have a counterspell ready for that. But can you do that quick enough is the question. What did you get on that perception? You got a 6. Yeah, you did not. Sorry. Yeah, that 17 is enough. So, yeah, you fill it with arrows, and once again, they fall off the sides, mostly because these things have horrible balance, and I frankly don't know why they were the demons picked to be up here. They have hooves, and not the right kind. I guess. They did just alert everyone. But that demon also falls off the side. There's only one watchtower left. Assuming, well, actually, I assume you're going to want to go to both of these watchtowers and mess up the runes. Yes. You could do that without issue, but as you come down from the second watchtower, or the third, rather, in total, you can all see the goat-faced demon on top of the last one, just absently tossing fireballs your way as you approach down the wall. Can I shoot? Not yet, not with fireballs coming at you. That is unfortunate. I'm adding. You can try that. Give me one moment. No. What are the range increments in a longbow? Okay, so he's about 300 feet away from you right now. -4? Sure. But we gotta go through the whole process of Tezrak has to successfully dispel a fireball first. That would be level 3 for you. Yep. Now you have to make a dispel check, which is a d20 plus your caster level. you can indeed search that. Just a moment. You don't have to until you know if it fails or not. It does fail. That will succeed. You successfully dispelled the fireball in the way. Luthwen, full attack, go. At -4 on everything. Maybe. Yes. You do. Yep. Keep going. Yes, it does. The demon is still throwing fireballs as you go down the walls. Everyone, please give me a reflex save. Yeah. You're progressing. You're all progressing down the walls because otherwise you might gain the attention of the army underneath and start throwing things at you. You're not moving very fast. Okay. I'm keeping track of your damage. We'll add it on if it becomes relevant, but I have a feeling you're all gonna be resting after this. Oh, I guess they were. Fixed it. Sorry, I'm just coughing over here. You are closer to the watchtower. Would you like to try that trick again, or just keep going? It's only one guy throwing fireballs. You can. I will point out that with the arrows he put in him, he's not likely to take another barrage. You would, yeah. Do you have enough to surge it? Oh, you did roll a 1. Oh, well. Yeah, no, you're not going to be able to shoot with that. Everyone reflex saves again. You are now close enough to the tower where you're not actively being barraged with fireballs because he can't throw them straight down without giving himself a really easy target. Please roll me perception. Always roll. Congratulations. You are all singed, but none of you are dead. This is true. Who wants to break down the door? Or you can just open it. Up to you. Alright, more to the point, who wants to be first up the stairs? Naynor rushes up the stairs. Naynor finds a goat-faced demon. Naynor! We'll go ahead. Naynor takes his head off. You climb the tower and find there are no markings, but instead a catapult. Sure. Do you know how to use a catapult? Do you know how to use a catapult? Everyone please roll me perception. Profession Herbalist does not apply. Yes. Everyone but Lortan and Tazrak are aware that there are other siege weapons on top of the Citadel currently turning towards your direction. It is made of wood. No, it is caught fire very nicely. Tazrak is dead. Please roll up a new character. Yeah. I assume you all retreat to camp. You return to camp, triumphant. The watchtowers were never meant to be particularly difficult, since they only left a single demon in each of them. Well, yeah, it's tower defense. If Kaylee turned her mic on at any of the points where I was coughing here, you'd probably actually think that. No, the recording only picks up when my mic is on. Yes, I assume... I assume you are now going to rest for the night, with the intent of assaulting the Citadel in the morning. Your specialists are looking at it. You do have people in the army who are more familiar with mythical creatures like this. But at the moment, it's going to take some time. You are not level 8. Yes, everyone do that on loot and inventory. Yes, everyone should have 7. Tazrak hasn't done it either. I will fix both of you. Sure. If you ask nobody to interrupt, nobody will interrupt. You are a hero of the army. Yes, please handle any spell preparation, those of you who need to prepare spells. Sure. There you go. Because she did a thing. Isn't it? Isn't it technically making your waifu's house intelligent? Are we ready to go? Okay. I forget, Lorton doesn't have to repair spells, does he? I think Kaylee technically does, doesn't she? Oh. Alright. What's up? What's up? So, how much are you animating? Sure, so you are raising an army of the undead. For who? HD of what? Okay, what's their HD? Is it a D10, a D8, or what? Okay. So they only got like 12 health. Alright. Sure. They're not too worried about anyone you bring along, is the thing. Sure. It'll be pretty basic stuff. Pretty much. They've got swords and shields. Sure. I assume you are now going to march the army. Luthwin, you are the commander. There is an organized force waiting for you in the courtyard of Citadel Drezen. No, you can bring both in.
Okay.
Yeah. You're Beth? Oh my god. So, before we get started on that, when your army awakes this morning, because of your victory over the watchtowers and defeating Soltengrebbe, which, you know, caused a bit of a celebration, your army has gone from confident to believing victory is assured. Guess what? Your army will automatically succeed at all morale checks. The enemy is quite discouraged and has a -4 on all morale checks. And I... Yes. Okay. So they have 16 HP. Yeah. Hug bug. That's a good question. Not in tabletop. This is true. I feel like I probably should as well, but you know. Oh my god. Please make sure the health for the knights is at full. They have had time to recover. Alright. Are you marching forward? Okay. Within the curtain wall, specifically as you approach before the battle begins in earnest, awaits a medium army of dredges, a large army of tieflings, and a large army of cultists. Yes, I'm actually going to go over that for you. As an obvious thing, if you had not defeated the Chimera before now, it would have attacked you at some point before you finished this fight. And it would have provided some pretty large penalties to your army, because your army cannot fight that. Because you defeated the sheer army of Paradise Hill, it will not come and join the battle on the opposite side. No. If you had not cleared the Drezen Cemetery and the Haunted Vault, Moxabul would have led the Ghoul army up to join the Demon side within 1d4 rounds. If you had tried to march on the Citadel before you controlled the bridge would have been destroyed as you were crossing it and automatically dealt 2d6 points of damage to the army and automatically routed you. If you had attacked before dealing with the Watchtower, well, you would have been dealing with catapults and fireballs coming down at you from behind your army as you enter and pass the wall. And if you had not defeated the two armies at South Bank, they would have also come to fight you. In other words, good work. Probably a good idea to take and lose all out first. Just a little bit. I mean, I do occasionally do that sort of thing, just because if I feel like I'm good enough at the game, I want to beat it regardless. Yeah, speaking of fights... Oh yeah, geez, Pathfinder Society. That swings wildly in both directions. Well, you are approaching. So, first up is the tactics phase. There are 3 armies to your 2. No. Alright. Irabeth, commanding the other army, will stick with standard tactics, because that's what they have available. I will point out the Tiefling army does have spellcasting, if that changes your decision. Sure. The Tiefling army. You could. Spellbreaker just increases your DV, I'll point out. Yep. Sure. The Tiefling army will be using a standard tactic. The Cultist army will be using the tactics of dirty fighters. No. Just a moment. As you might imagine, there's quite a few things for me to check on here. The Dretch army also have spellcasting. The Dretch army will be using the tactic Relentless Brutality. Also, DV is not your damage. Yes. You going with cavalry experts?
Yeah.
Sure. Right then. We enter the ranged phase. Who are you firing on? Tieflings. You have a +2 offense modifier. Good. Hold on. You will be taking damage, though. They have ranged. That will defeat the army, yes. You are firing enough arrows to just lay waste to the Tieflings. But you will take 4 points of damage. I also need to check one thing. Ah. That's how that works. Okay. Take 2 more points of damage. This is how spellcasting works. Yes. In this case, the main source of your damage is a female tiefling ranger firing off gravity bow shots at lots of your army at a time. You don't get a chance to tell that to her face as she gets taken down by some arrow fire herself. The Dretch army. That's not great. This is the second army. So you've already taken 6 points of damage. They're shooting the paladins first. You are now going to take another 7. Yes, you've taken 13 of your 16 HP on this army. Give me just a moment. Battles go kind of quickly. So, you must attempt a morale check, but because they believe victory is assured, you automatically concede. Your army does not break and run. And now, you will close to melee combat. Well, what will you choose for the strategy track? Are you going to be defensive? Yes, you could do that at any point, so they could do that right now. So you can heal 6 HP, which I believe will put you at 9. Hooray! So, you are being defensive. As a counterpoint, because you are the one being attacked, Irabeth is going to take advantage. And she is going to have your army of fighters go reckless. They will launch forward Who are you attacking? No, you still attack. Really? Where are you seeing that? Because I didn't see it. Oh, you're right. Yeah, okay. Alright, the cultist army is attacking your army of fighters. The dretches are coming at you. It does. It boosts it by 4. In this case, the dretches are being aggressive. That is not enough to make up the difference. So you are currently holding off the dretches without incident. The cultists are also being aggressive against your other army's reckless. Well, your OM of Irabeth's army, plus 7. They could, but just a moment. They only have standard. No, she's a boon. Not yet. Oh, that will hit. Especially since they're being aggressive, that puts their DV down by 2. They'll wail on each other a little bit. The cultist army will swing back. Oh boy. Just a moment. Just a moment. They have more that happens. Give me a moment. Because, if I'm not mistaken, you were having Irabeth hold Radiance. As the once per this part of the adventure bonus Radiance gives, the fools who rush in are about to be defeated. When Irabeth, well, she holds Radiance high above her head, rushes into battle herself at the head of what men are still holding firm against the tide, and yeah, alright. As she starts wiping out swathes of enemy cultists as Radiance glows brightly in her hand. It does not. But please reduce the Fools Who Rush In's health by 13. You are on to the next combat. Would you like to change your strategy? You can change it to whatever you want because your morale checks always succeed. Irabeth will also change her strategy now to defensive, because she's also aware that morale checks are always succeeding. Welcome to fighting demons. Yep. But are you going to hit the cultists, or are you going to hit the dretches? And what strategy track are you going to use? Also, the reason the cultists hit so hard is because they have dirty fighting for the record. But dirty fighting only works once. That's the cultists. Yes. They're the other ones with spellcasting as well. Basically, the cultists use a whole bunch of dirty tricks to start killing your fighter allies. Eurobeth got pissed and went and started slaughtering them. You were already on cavalry turns. And that's also not what you're switching. Strategy track, not tactic. Sure, but strategy track is what I'm asking. I'm also going to point out their OM is increased right now because of the siege weapons firing from Citadel Drezen. That's part of why they're hitting so hard. There are 2 armies remaining on either side. Yes. Eurobeth went ham. Sure. Well, if Eurobeth sees you doing that, she will do the same to try and kill them quickly. And I get to roll one thing. Awesome. You rolled low. Congratulations. In this case, that's a good thing. Make your offense check. Being defensive, it is -4. That was your helping army. They're not doing too great at the moment. But, because the 2 of you are attacking in tandem, even if they didn't do much besides distracting, you can defeat them before they get to attack. The cultists are down. Now the dretches are attacking you again. Because you are defensive, you're fine. They're trying to get at you, but your paladins are now very wary of the fireballs they're constantly throwing. Go on, changing your strategy? Eurobeth is remaining defensive with her incredibly wounded army. Sure, what do you want to do? Sure. Your defense value is increased by 2. Is it 4? Okay. Sure. Roll for it. Eurobeth will try and assist, but her army is of course wounded. No, you can surge if you want to. That's not them. Nope. Okay, 14. That 17 was seeing if you'd be able to attack, because the 2 of you are doing it before they get a chance to react. In this case, no. Pretty much. Fools who rush in are not helping. The dredges are mostly focusing on you, so they're getting their hits in where they can. Oh right, the dredges are using Relentless Brutality. That lowers their EV. Yes. Let's see then, that puts you at a total of 14. Yes, that will be enough to defeat the Dredge army. But they like to roll 20s right now. You're taking 1 point of damage. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. You are taking 4 points of damage. 4. Yes, and you cut down the last of the dredges. No, you have won the day. Except you're not done yet. But for now, I need 2 will saves from Luthwen. Uh-huh. Yes, you may replace a tactic with a new one if you so choose, and your morale has increased by 1. Yes, you are now at the maximum morale. It was a hard-fought battle. Just the knights. The fighters are not going to increase in strength very much, but Irabeth is going to get a new boon. And you also get a new boon. Tayo? Tayo? Please add hold the line to Irabeth. And you get a boon. There's triage. In which case, you would mostly get it through Odin's profession herbalism. It does. It is. Mm-hmm. But if you're staying put, pretty much. I'd say it's a good idea because you're not likely to be moving for a little bit here, as I will explain in a minute. Live off the land. Please reduce the army's consumption by half, because I assume you're using it. Cut that consumption in half. Hmm. All right. Once you have defeated these armies, your troops, of course, gather, perform triage, treat people as best they can. There are dead. Not as many among your paladins because of just the use of lay on hands, but there are many dead fighters, unfortunately. You're going to be asked to stick around for a minute before you do that, because as you gather up in camp afterward, because you've now made camp there, they've stopped firing the siege weapons because they're aware if they keep the siege weapons out in a position to fire, you're just going to destroy them. All of your advisors are suggesting relatively the same course of action now. While the army, the knights, were the perfect tool to fight this sort of thing, holding the ruins, inside the Citadel, some of the entities within there could cause significant damage to your army on their own, especially with the Citadel's defenses supporting them. But at the same time, the defenders of the Citadel inside the building can't move against you while you're outside the walls. You're currently at a standoff. What they suggest, every last one of them, even Aravashniel, who seems upset to suggest it because he just wants to bombard the place with fireballs from above, is surgical strikes into the Citadel itself to infiltrate it and take out its commanders. The key is to do it quickly enough that the defenders do not grow desperate enough to call for help. Because demons are selfish. They're not going to call for help immediately. Ugh. Irabeth volunteers to aid you, but I'm going to point out as things that you will know both in and out of character. You are now mythic. She is not mythic. That's fair. However, some people do have ideas on how to assist you while you take these incursions into the Citadel. For example, Aravashniel, your resident Rift Warden, he will accompany you if you ask him, but otherwise would prefer to be given leave to scout out the ruins for magical supplies. He will spend all day out and return each night with any supplies he finds for you to take into the ruins. No, he'll have troops with him, but you've fairly secured the ruins right now. Anivia, if Irabeth goes with you, would like to accompany her wife, but if not, also knows that she can skulk around and cause distraction after distraction in the form of sniping, damage to the siege weapons that are currently pulled into the buildings, and all sorts of them. If you allow her to undertake this, the out-of-character mechanics, the distractions she causes impose a -1 penalty on all enemy initiative checks inside Citadel Drezen. There is, however, a chance that she will be wounded doing this. Well, Aaron will accompany Anivia if asked to, which will increase the initiative penalty to -2. They could also be wounded. And, lastly, Socio. will assist them as well with his cleric abilities. Social? Would anyone like to ask Horgus to come into the Citadel with you? That's very funny you say that. He's not offered to go inside. He actually looks quite terrified at the very prospect. But he rightly points out that his knowledge of geography could help scavenge for supplies like food and water. Yes, as long as you send some paladins with him. Oh, you'll have plenty of people. Yes. Let's say about 30 of them are wounded at the moment. Send 5 with our Vashniel. Social, Aaron, and Anivia are going by themselves because they are going quickly. And send maybe 7 with Horgus. And you've still got over 50 guarding the Citadel itself. Yeah, you could totally take Nora with you. If you hadn't already captured her, she would have volunteered and done very bad things. You could work on it. Yes. Yes, a demon inside. It's possible. So, Aaron can provide you with a map of Citadel Drezen. He's been here before. He helped build the defenses of this place. He has a map. Now, I need to provide you with this map properly. That's slightly more difficult, actually. I'll get on to that in a minute, okay? Since we're coming to the end of the session anyway, I could get up a more pretty solution. Notably, the Citadel itself follows the stark practicality of Dwarven design. Yes. As Aaron tells you, ceiling heights vary from room to room, but are typically about 10 feet tall. Hallways are usually about 10 feet wide to accommodate the shield walls dwarves prefer. And it includes many choke points and bolt holes in the passageways. All the doors are made of strengthened iron, include internal locking mechanisms designed to seal off overrun areas inside the Citadel. The place is kept unlit because dwarves they could see in the dark. And there are well-hidden ventilation shafts run through the natural rock to bring in fresh air. But they're only an inch in diameter, so don't go thinking you're crawling under any vents right now. I mean... Now, of course... But I assume you are all going to prep your army and rest before even approaching the Citadel at this point, because of how beat up everything is. Yeah. So, with that in mind, let me provide you with some goodies. Hold on, I got things to give you. Oh my god. Yes! One moment. I need the random rolling chart. Medium. We're gonna say... Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. Alright. And just gotta get this one. That could be better. Alright. Stand by. Aravashnil returns late in the night from scavenging for magical supplies with 2 potions and a scroll. You have 1 potion of resist energy. In this case, it is going to be fire. And it is resist energy 20. So in other words, it is a 7th level resist energy potion. And will last for over an hour at that point. Potion number 2 is a potion of cure serious wounds. Seven. And the scroll... It is a scroll of... Where is it? You wish. It is a scroll of Draconic Reservoir. Is anyone unfamiliar with Draconic Reservoir? It functions as protection from energy, absorbing 6 points of one type of energy damage per caster level, and then each round as a swift action, you can release 1d6 points of it and apply it to any melee attack. Yeah, I'm sure she doesn't care. It is a caster level 5th scroll. That's what it tells me. I'm just reading off the table. Yeah, that's just what the Pathfinder table says, so yeah. Point is, Draconic Reservoir. It's a sorcerer spell. So please add a scroll of Draconic Reservoir to your item list, Helena. On his first night of searching, Horgus does not do particularly well. He does get you 1 unit of food and water and 1 unit of goods. To be fair, he's probably still terrified of the idea that demons are sitting around. And with that, we're going to call it, because I need to get you a map that kind of reveals itself ahead of time. Yes, I suppose it will be. Only one last thing to bring up. I'm just waiting for it. Because she hasn't spent it on much. Because she doesn't buy weapons. She also doesn't buy weapons. Kaylee. That's true. Kaylee, I believe you have a question. You are level 8. Hooray for being level 8. I don't know. You do get an ability score point, level 8. Okay. You have the option of updating your tokens now or at the beginning of next session. Pretty much, yeah. I'm gonna turn off the stream now because we're just talking mechanics now. Goodbye, people. We'll see you next time. Goodbye, negative people.